Have you ever been confused as a man? I know I have. You got like 50,000 things coming at you, and it gets kind of hard to think. You don't know, should I do this? Should I do that? What's going on? And what happens is your mind starts getting confused. You see, we're busy as men, but if we don't have clarity, we're just going to stay busy. We won't get a lot of things done, and we'll miss out on a lot of our life. So today we're going to talk about the one key you need to have clarity in your mind. Let's jump in. Have you ever gotten to that point where you didn't walk by the mirror? I know I have. There are times in my life where when I got out of the shower, I didn't want to see what the mirror showed me. So I just kind of avoided it. I just kind of went about my day and acted like everything was fine because I didn't look in the mirror. You see, men have a gift. It's a gift of denial. And our gift of denial can cause us to miss out on a lot of things. And a lot of times, we're not really living with clarity. We're living in denial. We're busy. We're getting a lot of stuff done. We may be even achieving a lot of things, but we're not really living with clarity of where am I going? What is my life all about? And as a man, we need that because if we don't have clarity, then we'll just kind of pretend. We'll just stay busy and we won't build a real life. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the things we need to do to get clarity. And really, there's only one key. Okay, the question is, who are you? When was the last time you actually asked yourself that question? Who am I? Why am I even here? You see, as men, often our who is based on what we do or what we've achieved. We count ourselves by our money or our prizes or our success, but we don't really know who we are. You see, achieving is something that's natural. It's a part of us as men. It's something we do. We're doers. Men are the guys who get stuff done. That's our role, and that's fine. But our design is to work and accomplish these things, but we're not supposed to be defined by those things. Because when you let those things define who you are, what you're doing is you're giving control of yourself to those. You see, your job will control you. Your success, how other people see you, those things will control you. And the you that other people don't see, that's the real you. And that's the you that a lot of times you don't show to others, and a lot of times you don't even know who you are. You see, I think many men go from projects to projects, or they'll stay busy gaming or partying or making money or living in the porn world. They're doing all these things to hide the fact that they don't really know who they are. They don't know what their life is all about. So guess what? They can't have clarity. Guys can't have clarity if they don't know who they are. So they fill their life with entertainment. They drive themselves hoping to find the answer. And what they're really hoping to find is themselves. They're looking to find themselves. And I'm not talking about some weird where you stare at your belly button and get all touchy-feely. I'm just talking about where you know who you are, what your purpose is, why you're here. You see, the key for clarity in your mind is figuring out who you really are, the authentic you. When you do that, it'll start bringing clarity to your life. Now remember, who you are is not the things you accomplish, but the real you, the authentic you. You see, the authentic us is that person that we're left with when all the other stuff is gone. One time I went through a hurricane and lost everything in the house. Everything was gone. And when you drag all of your stuff out to the street, you realize how useless stuff really is. And there's a lot of men who've had huge success and done a lot of great things, but they're still searching for who they are. That's why a lot of men who are successful and make a lot of money go into philanthropy. Because what they're doing is they're still trying to find a purpose in themselves. They didn't find it in business, even though they were successful. And a lot of times philanthropy is their way of trying to find purpose. And when you as a man, when you don't know who you really are, well, it's easy to be led around by others. It's easy to be controlled. It's easy for you to just kind of follow. You may act like you're being a leader, but you're just following. You won't be able to rest, and you won't be able to have truly authentic relationships when you don't know who you are, because you won't know how to relate to someone else. You see, for men, clarity comes with them knowing who they are. And when they have that clarity, they can have better relationships, a more fulfilling career, and a more fulfilling life. Now, what I want to do is challenge you to do something a little different this week. I want you to set up a time to spend 1 hour by yourself with no interruptions. Now, I know that's hard, but put your phone on Do Not Disturb, go to a coffee shop, put some headphones on, just kind of get away from the world. One of my favorite things to do is to go to a coffee shop, put on some noise canceling earphones, and just kind of block the world out. So whatever you need to do that. And then spend some time writing out who you want to be. Now, when I say who you want to be, I don't mean your achievements. These aren't goals, but I want you just to dream. Who do I want to be? Who am I as a man? And then I want you to write it all out. Then sit down and write who you are now. You see, who you are now and who you want to be, the difference is what you want to grow in. And guess what? You'll have clarity. And then with that clarity, you can start with one of those areas and take action. And as you take action, you'll see some incredible things happen in your life because you're moving on purpose. Now, it may involve your relationships, your work. All those things are involved in that, but it's all part of you figuring out who you are. My journey with this started, 25 years ago. I started trying to figure out, who am I? And I started writing down visions and goals and doing all this stuff. And I changed it a bunch. I've had many purpose statements all over the place. And some were probably pretty goofy. But you know what? I was picking a direction and I was moving in that direction. And each time I did, I got more and more clarity. And now I'm farther ahead than anywhere I would have been if I hadn't started that many years ago. And I'm still moving ahead. I've still got places to go. There's still parts of me that want to grow and change. You can be the same thing. So do that today and go start your adventure.